Umpire Royce Weekly throws the ball in. Hancock goes up with Milne. Over the back of Near. And Near with a beautiful hand pass out to the Riverside player, but the kick goes to Eckert, who is in front of Kreshmer. Eckert kicks the ball, looking for and finding Michael Eaton. Eaton, he has been quiet today. Mr. Golf from straight in front too. Kicks the ball up towards half forward. Doesn't seem to be anybody at all in position there. The Riverside player is the only player who touches it is Willoughby. And Willoughby's been awarded the mark. Willoughby plays on. Gets around Hancock. Jorgensen coming in. Can't get him. Crosby it was. Kicks up towards the centre. Two University players fly, Eckert and Fay. McCall, unlucky not to pick a free kick up there. A ball thrown out to Bubbles Milne. Milne's been effective all day. Kicks up towards the flank, over the head of Schultz. Charlie, been very reliable on that half-back flank. Kicks the ball up to the forward line, where he's looking for Olakans, who taps it back towards Eaton. But the ball's going to beat him and Kiplofs over the boundary line. The ball on the half-forward flank for University. University trailing at this stage by 11 points. Hancock going up with Milne. Milne in front spot, easily gets the tap down to Labrandy. Labrandy brushes past the University player and kicks a 50-metre kick right up to the half-forward flank where he's found Elliott. Elliott's been relatively quiet. Charlie's had the better of that duel. Elliott kicks up towards the forward pocket. Two University players fly, and the mark's been awarded to Peter Good, who flew over Tim Wilson. Peter Good from the full-back line has kicked out beautifully today. Kicks the ball up to the half-back flank towards the direction of Fay, but again, Anea, who's been reading these balls beautifully, takes the mark, and he'll set it up with his accurate disposal and a beautiful pass, finds the full-forward Hoffner. Hoffner kicked the first 3 goals for Riverside today. He's been relatively well held since then by Peter Good, but at that time there was nothing Good could do as Anea put the perfect foot pass out in front. He would be at least 45 to 50 metres out on a fairly acute angle. Another goal here would make it hard for University. Kicks very high. It's not going to make the distance. It'll fall in the square. There's a lot of players up. Fay hit the player a bit high, but it's play on. It's been snared beautifully by the Riverside player, but he's been put under pressure. The mark taken by Wilson, the handball to Anderson. Anderson gives it to Schultz. Schultz will kick towards Eaton. Beautiful shepherd by Eckert. Schultz is in trouble. Decides to go around. He's gone now. Waring gets in. He kicks it towards Bartlett, well up from the back pocket. Bartlett is under pressure from Labrandy. Coming in is Kenny. Bartlett falls on the ball. A scrambly passage of football there where University held onto it a bit too long. And there'll be a throw up on the centre wing.
Who's throwing up on the centre wing?
Bubbles Milne wins a tap towards Anea, who taps it over towards Kerrison. Kerrison spins around on the left foot with a hand pass across to Kiplofs. Kiplofs gives it to Green. Green's got he's got Waring if he wants him, but he switches direction and play across the ground where Hancock's left the player out there. They switch direction well. Martinovic gives it across to Anea. Anea to Lowry. Running players everywhere. Tackle caught by Hancock. A push in the back ruled by the umpire, not popular with the University cheer squad. Lowry is going to take the free kick in the centre. He chips it over to Martinovic. No, it's not Martinovic. He chipped it over to the Riverside player there, which could be Webster, who kicks up towards the full forward line for Riverside. In front, Tim Wilson. Tim Wilson for University, who's gradually come into this game. Takes the mark, kicks towards Bartlett on the back pocket. Bartlett in particular has played a fine game in defence for University. They've been under enormous pressure all day today. Bartlett kicks towards centre wing, looking for Eaton. And Eaton's been awarded the mark. Eaton's starting also to come into the game a bit. Eaton kicks the ball up forward, looking for and finding Harrison. No, yes. Harrison's been awarded the mark. Harrison's also played well today. A lot of University players have been down on form, but 2 or 3 of them, Harrison and Charlie in particular, have played well, and Bartlett. Conley, the full forward, kicks a long ball into the square. Bubbles Milne in the way for Riverside, and Bubbles Milne takes the telling mark. A very experienced player and a very likeable player, Bubbles Milne. Played amateur league for a long while. Pops the ball across to skipper Anir. Anir with a hand pass to Lowry. Lowry chips it over to Waring. Waring fumbles. Anderson cleverly taps it back towards Kenny. Now Kenny's looking for someone to kick the ball to. It's into the sun. No one can see it. Eaton is falling on. Green trips over. Olakan seizes the ball, gives it to Jorkson, who's been quiet. Jorkson too slow. Throws out the ineffective hand pass, and there'll be a ball up. Jeff Creek throws it up. Nobody in ruck there. Yes, Eaton for University against Milne. Olakans goes with Green. Eaton, a lovely hand pass to Jorkson, to Crosby. Crosby has snapped, but he snapped a bit too hastily, and again University's kicking, leaving a bit to be desired. Shooting for goal. They're 7 goals 8 now. Same number of shots, but trailing Riverside 9 goals 6, 10 points behind. Willoughby played a reasonable game at fullback. Not quite sure who to give it to. Looks for Bubbles Milne. Ball goes a bit wide. Andrew Fay in front. And a fine mark by Andrew Fay, who does a bit of staging. Bubbles is not going to be fooled by that. A hospital ball up towards forward. Nobody's got that. Tap forward, looking for Kenny. But the Riverside player throws himself on the ball. Indecisive. A lovely hand pass comes out for the Riverside player, who tosses it back to Labrandy. Labrandy gives it across. And with it now is Butch Lowry. Butch Lowry's been a danger all day. He changes direction. A lovely kick across the centre of the ground to find Coles. They really have broken up the direction of play. Coles, a long kick. And a lovely lead there by Montgomery, who got away from Wilson on that occasion. And Montgomery would be no more than 25 metres out on a slight angle. Fay coming off the University. Cook going on. And as you can see, Montgomery's made no mistake. And Riverside have gone to a 16-point lead. Well, University want to produce something here, Gazza.
Yeah, I think the problem is they're being chopped up by Riverside, who surprisingly show more improvisation than us. And the players that have motivated the last few weeks' footy, guys like Schultz and Eaton, aren't getting into the game. I mean, the players that have won our previous finals matches, they're just not doing enough.
Yes, and the experienced Riverside players like Anir and Lowry have really set the play up well by changing direction across the ground, and Anir's hand passing in particular. A lovely tap to Crosby, who's under too much pressure to get rid of it. He gets the kick out. Conley looks like he's moved out to the half-forward flank. Hancock to full forward. Hancock's got the ball. He's taking a long while to get rid of it, and he's tackled by 2 Riverside players. Good play by Conley, but Hancock not having a lot of luck there, and fierce defence by the Riverside players. There'll be a toss-up right in the square for University. Bubbles Milne for Riverside. Hancock for University. The ball comes out, too much manpower there for Riverside, and they carry the ball out over the boundary line. Yes, Conley's gone on the half-forward flank, and Hancock's gone to full forward for University. Weatherall, Coach Mike Weatherall is trying to get something going here for Varsity. The throw in, Crosby can't pick it up. Labrandy, with a lot of courage and strength, grabs the ball over onto the wing. There's Lowry again. Picks it up, gets it across, but they fall into a trap. He drops the ball, but he's lucky to get away with it. In fact, he gets a free kick for a push in the back. A little bit lucky there. That's Webster, the half-back flanker. He's played a fine game today. Webster kicks the ball up. Picked up by Riverside. They flash their hand pass out to Manuel. Coles is on his own, steadies, has a shot for goal, but I think he's missed for one behind. Riverside 10-7, University 7-8. Riverside getting away a bit from University here. Nearly 3 goals in front. As Good kicks the ball in. Cook, a lovely mark. Brushes Bubbles Milne out of the way. Milne miles over the mark. No penalty. Experienced player, Bubbles Milne. He's wasted about 10 minutes there and got away with it. Now the other player runs over the mark, allowed to play on. Richard Cook, an inexperienced player, really mucks it up. But he took a fine mark before that. And there'll be a throw-up. Trevor Hastings, the University runner, working overtime as Weatherall's trying to get University moving. Labrandi's okay. Kretschmer and Cook contest the throw-up. Cook with a big tap to Bartlett. Bartlett under pressure gets a good kick away. Green's in front of Jorkson. Kiplocks taps it out. Green kicks it across the ground. Fortunate where Lowry is. He kicks a lovely ball across. Lovely ball across. Good never gave Hoffner more than a metre there. But a pinpoint pass. And Riverside are looking very good at this stage, Gazza.
Well, they're just using the ball so much better at the moment. Getting out of the packs, finding the space. They're going sideways, backwards, upwards, downwards, everywhere. Much more improvisation. That's the difference, I think.
Hoffner, only 25 metres out, but on an angle. And that kick has been awarded a goal. That's a goal to Hoffner. And the scores, Riverside 11 goals 7, University 7 goals 8, and Riverside have kicked away to a 4-goal lead now. And University look a little bit rattled. Ball thrown up in the square. Cook gets the tap down to Olakans. Olakans has been well checked all day. Anir has the ball. Umpire will toss it up. Jeff Creek kept firm control on the game all day. Clifton wins the tap. Harrison can't pick it up. Going in very hard. The Riverside players knock it forward. Eckert with a hand pass out towards Anderson, but he's brushed aside by Manuel. Manuel gets the hand pass across to Webster. Webster gets it out to Kiplocks. Kiplocks back to Webster, but it's dropped. Untidy football now as the umpire comes in to toss it up. Cook and Kretschmer. And Clifton. Clifton comes over the top to tap it to Coles. Coles is well tackled though. And again there'll be another toss-up. Cook and Clifton. Clifton wins it. A lovely hand pass comes out. The ball's kicked forward for Riverside. Scouting the pack is Montgomery. Montgomery taps it out to Coles. Coles with a lot of courage crushes through to handball out towards Provis. Provis gives it back to Montgomery. Out onto the flank. No one can pick it up again. Eckert's got the ball, but he's under extreme pressure from 2 Riverside players. It's over the line and out of bounds. Royce Weekly, boundary umpire extraordinaire, tosses the ball in. Indecisive tap. Labrandy charges after it. Schultz jumps on top of him. Kretschmer wins the tap. Gets it to Anir. Anir kicks across the centre of the ground. Jorkson comes in hard to meet the player. Kenny has got the ball. Runs a good 15 metres. Kicks long towards Hancock. Hancock has taken the mark in front of Willoughby, but he's a long way out. Hancock thinks about popping it across to Connolly, but he's a bit too slow. Jorkson wants it short, but Hancock says, let me have a pop at it myself. He'd be a good 50 metres out, taking a long time over it. And well off target. Crosby over the back, but it's indecisive. An ugly melee of players. Jeff Creek wisely moves into ball up. Cook off, Fay on for University. Hancock runs in to take the tap, but knocking it through is the Riverside player, Webster. And University 7-9 trailed Riverside 11-7. And University, with only about 7 minutes left to play, 6 or 7 minutes in this quarter, would want to put on a couple of goals here if they're to be in with a chance in a very torrid last quarter. Willoughby kicks the ball out, finding Waring. He pops it across to Clifton. Fay holds Clifton up. Clifton kicks the ball up to half forward. Schultz and Eckert fly with Provis. Anderson can't get the ball. Provis throws himself in. Anderson is tackled by Waring. The ball will be thrown up. Riverside off centre. Fay taps the ball out wide, but Bartlett gets the tap on. Martinovic in front of Abbott. Martinovic comes back into the middle, but a terrible kick. Kicks it straight to McKenny in the centre. Kenny's had a fair game today. He got 2 heavy clashes early in the game, which quietened him for a little while, but he's coming back into it now in this quarter. He kicks towards Michael Eaton and Sandy Hancock. Hancock can't pick it up. He's bumped out of the way. Hugh Abbott's got the ball, but is forced to handball out of bounds. No, that was Mark Harrison, I think. Mike Harrison. The ball thrown at the wing. Eguazolakans fighting for it but can't get it. Anderson picks up but is well tackled by Near. Anderson gets it back. A smother there by Kerrison. Hancock pops it over to Anderson. He's looking for Eaton. Jorkson over the back. No one can mark. University player tackled fiercely. And the ball rolls over the boundary line. Royce Wickley comes to throw it in. Hancock takes the ball out of the air but can't get it away. Ugly passage of play as they all fall on the ball. Only into time on now, with Riverside leading by 4 goals. Hancock wins the tap, but Labrandy pitches it.